from Albert & Bear Candle Co. Albert & Bear are a home fragrance company which specialises in candles, reed diffusers, wax melts and room sprays. Albert & Bear was created whilst I was actually on maternity leave with my son Albert, and I did a quick Google search to make sure that candles were safe to burn around our newborn, and was quite shocked to learn that standard paraffin wax candles can actually be very toxic. They're made from petroleum and they release a lot of fumes, and they can be cause of asthma and worse illnesses. They are also not very good for our pets, so I'm sorry to my dog Bear, because I've been burning them for quite a while before I realised this. So finding an alternative quite quickly for my dog and my baby was a must, really. So I did a little bit more research, came across Soy Wax Candles, which are made from 100% natural soy wax, produced from the soya bean, and they were just too expensive. So I decided to start making my own, a luxury, affordable, non-toxic candle that can be used around your pets and your family. Oh, and pregnant women as well, so we've got all three here ticked off. So what I'm going to do today is just quickly take you through the process of making some candles, and then talk to you a little bit about some of the products we do. Now, I wouldn't usually have my little helper with me today, but unfortunately he couldn't be in nursery, so if you hear any noises or throwing or banging, let's just blame him. So here you'll see some natural soy wax. As I touched upon, soy wax is a 100% natural product made from the soya bean. It is also actually a renewables resource, so a fantastic little product to use as an alternative to our paraffin wax. This has been portioned out and weighed to the exact quantity that we will require. So next steps is this will need to get melted down to the correct temperature. I'll save you that boring part. We just use the broiler method over the oven. But what we get once it has been melted to the correct temperature is this beautiful golden liquid, which we then need to reduce the temperature of down to the perfect temperature so that we can add in our fragrance oils. Now, the fragrance oils that we use are 100% vegan. No cruelty, no phthalates, again a very nice clean product. So once we have reached the core temperature that we require, we add in the exact quantity of fragrance oil. So again, I've pre-measured this so you don't have to see all the boring parts. But we do have to stir for at least a minute, just so that all of the fragrance oil gets combined into that wax. If you add too little fragrance oil, your candles won't smell as strong as they should. We add the absolute maximum that you can add to your wax before it starts to combust. So that means that you get an excellent cold throw and also a hot throw. So that means once the candle's lit, your room will start smelling faster and stronger than if you added less in. Perfect. So once that's all been stirred, we'll go over to our preheated containers. So we make sure that these are preheated so that you don't get any of the wax coming away from the glass. If the glass is too cold, you'll start to get a bit of separation from the glass and the wax as it begins to dry. Now, if you ever do notice that a bit of separation has occurred, it will be because your candle's been stored somewhere that's a little bit too cold and it's just come away. It doesn't stop the effectiveness of the candle. It just means that it doesn't look quite as pretty as these ones in the back. So here are some candles that I made earlier on today. They're almost set, ready to have their wicks trimmed and labels put on. So we use wooden wicks here at Albert & Bear. These are made from maple wood. Well, they're made from the maple tree, but they're a sustainable wooden wick, so no trees will cut down to create these wicks. So again, we're just focusing on the environment and eco-friendly products with everything that we use here. So we'll let these guys set. When they do set, they'll look like these. Lovely ones here that are very almost set. Brilliant. So that's the process of making the candles. And what we'll do now is I'll just talk you through some of the products that we sell.
So this is one of our 160g candles that you've seen us make today. This little guy was made a few weeks ago actually, so he's been given a chance to cure. That just allows the fragrance oil to set really nicely into that wax so that the strong fragrance comes across once you light your candle. Coffee liqueur and vanilla is one of our top sellers. It's a beautiful fragrance, quite reminiscent of an espresso martini or something similar, and it's actually my husband's favourite fragrance, that one. So the 160g candles, they burn for 30 to 35 hours. We do recommend that on first lighting, you allow it to burn for at least 1 to 2 hours so that the entire surface creates a melt pool, very similar to what's happening with the candle in the back. That just means that the entire surface completely melts so that no tunnelling occurs. Tunnelling, if you've ever seen a candle that sort of goes down in on itself and the wick won't burn, it's just where a build-up of wax on the outside's occurred because the candle's not been burnt for long enough. So yeah, just make sure you burn until the entire surface is melted, and that will keep your candle nice and healthy and living for as long as possible. So at the back here we have our 3-wick in our orange blossom and patchouli, which is our bestseller. The benefit of a 3-wick candle is that the melt pool is substantially larger than our 160g candle, which just means that it creates a quicker scent throw. So your room will smell faster than a 1-wick candle. So therefore you don't need to have it for lit as long to achieve the scent throw that you're after. Our next product is our brand new room sprays. This is our Christmas fragrance, so we've gone with Christmas spices. You've got cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg in there. It really is Christmas in a jar. You can spray it onto your tree, onto your wreaths, or you can spray it directly into the room and have your house immediately smelling just like Christmas. Our next product that I've got to show you here is one of our large wax melt snap bars. This is of our botanical range. So the botanical range is infused with dried, locally sourced botanicals. This one here is lavender. So this is English rose fragrance oil with a lavender botanical infused into the bar. So what we suggest with our wax melt bars is that you pop 2 to 3 cubes into your wax burner, and you'll get at least 8 hours of fragrance just from those 3 cubes. For any of you that haven't used a wax burner before, very straightforward. You just have a little tea light underneath your ceramic burner, pop your 3 wax melt cubes in, and away you go. Finally, I just wanted to show you our packaging for the 160g candles. So this is our hand-stamped Albert & Bear Candle Co. jute bags. These are 100% recyclable, they're reusable. So once you've used your candle, while you're using your candle, you can use these as a lid alternative. Alternatively, once you've used your candle, you can use them to store tea lights, you can store little trinkets, your makeup. One of my favourite ones that I've heard recently, someone's using them to store their face masks in, so that they have a collection of face masks wherever they go, so they don't pop to Tesco's and can't get in. So yeah, that's our packaging, a little bit different to your standard boxes. And again, keeping in touch with our ethos, which is reuse, recycle, and basically everything eco-friendly and vegan.
So thanks very much for listening. I hope you've learned a little bit about us today. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Our website is www.albertandbearcandle.co.uk, and email is info@albertandbear.co.uk.